remember a few weeks ago, I told you a story by the Chassid Rabbi Shlomkin Mizvil, who was the head of the Chassidut Zvil. He was the son of the great-grandson of one of the biggest Talmidim of the Baal Shem Tov. Now, Rabbi Shlomkin Mizvil was a Ish Kodesh, did a lot of chesed, a lot of good things. One day a person comes to him and says, Kvod Harav, listen, we have this guy, he went off the derech, he's a kofer gamur, he eats pork on Yom Kippur. This guy became a Rasha Merusha. We went to a bunch of other rabbis, nobody wants to talk to him anymore. He actually started putting doubts in other people's heads. But he's here. So we just want to show him to you, so you can say hello, but we'll get him out of here. The rabbi says, no, I want to talk to him. He goes, no, Rabbi, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on this guy. He says, I want to talk to him. Let me talk to him. I want to sit down with him, spend some time with him. He goes, but Rabbi, everybody else tried with this guy. He's a hater. He hates religion. He hates rabbis. He hates the Torah. He hates Hashem. He's the worst guy on earth. Rabbi Shlomkin Mizvil says, no. Him I want. Go get him. He's excited to meet this guy. So, the guy comes, sit down. He's expecting this rabbi to give him some drasha, something. Maybe he's going to tell him about Gehenom again. Maybe he's going to tell him about Kafakela. He's going to try to scare him to death, or try to intimidate him, or try to do something to do this. He's going to try. Or maybe he's going to sugarcoat it, say, no, you're a tzaddik. What is he going to do, this guy? So, he comes in all arrogant, sitting down, spreads his legs like he owns the place. Hey, what's up, Rabbi? Like one of those people. So, Rabbi Shlomkin Mizvil must have had Ruach HaKodesh for this. I don't think this is a normal thing for a human being to do. He looks at this young guy, and he says, listen, I'm only going to ask you to do one thing. The next time the Yetzer comes to you and he convinces you to sin, woman, food, this, that, he's going to convince you. Even if you lose and you make the sin, don't forget that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets more pleasure out of the fact that you still fought him than he gets from somebody that's a chassid and does the mitzvot easily. Don't forget that. That's it. The guy gets up, confused more than he was before. He was expecting a lecture about Gan Eden, Gehenom, something. All the guy told him is, by the way, if the Yetzer beats you, don't forget, even the fact that you fought him, that still gives Hashem nachat. That's good. So he said, okay, so all I got to do is just fight the Yetzer. Even if I lose, it's still okay. So he made it a habit, I'm going to start fighting the Yetzer. Because at least I'm going to say it, but I'm going to fight the Yetzer. But after a while, guess what? He wanted to win. That's our natural inclination. We want to be winners. We don't want to be losers. It's like, yeah, Yetzer has been winning for 6 months straight already. Let me win once. I'm not going to the party. How about that? He wants to go. Yetzer wants to go. But he says, I want to beat the Yetzer. And this person did full tshuva. This person did full tshuva. So, meaning that even though this person did something that was small, tiny, it was enough to keep him in. Which means that if you helped somebody do a little bit of tshuva, had a hir'ur tshuva, he came to a shiur, he came to 10 shiurim, he came to 100 shiurim, and then he stopped coming. He started going to somewhere else. They teach you kfirah. Don't be sad. Don't be upset at all. Why? You gave him enough information, enough tools for him to fight the Yetzer. That is enough of a weapon to help him or her do tshuva one day. That's enough to get you 310 worlds in the next world. Because you gave him that. Now, of course, you'd like this person to be next to you and be a tzaddik and be a tzaddikah, and ideally build a huge chassidut, you have 5,000 people walking after you just when you go to the bath. Yeah, ideally you'd like to have that. But life doesn't work that way all the time. Remember what the goal is. The goal is to do your best. The results are Kadosh Baruch Hu's business. You do your best. You tell people the truth. You share the truth. You do tshuva. You do the mitzvah the best you possibly can. Results, that's a Kadosh Baruch Hu's business. That's not your world. And that's the only way to survive in the spiritual world with all these people that have their own Yetzer, their own inclinations. So much so that somebody came to Rav Steinemann, alav shalom, just a few years ago. And this guy told the rabbi, it's like, for the rabbi, I have a big issue. He said, yeah. I've been going out with a married woman for 2 years. So I'm not going to stop. I like her. And I'm actually having a good time. It's chutzpan. It says to the rabbi, Gdol Hador, listen, I'm going out with a married woman, Jewish woman. He's Jewish, she's Jewish, and I'm having a good time with the fact that she's married. I like it. So I'm not going to stop. But, it bothers my conscience once in a while. So is there any, leniency you could teach me or something to, calm my conscience? The Ozer, the helper of Rav Steinemann, wanted to take one of the things from the table and hit this chutzpan. How do you have the nerve to say such a thing? Not enough that you're sinning, you're share about it. Rav Steinemann says to him, wow, I'm jealous of you. Huh? The rabbi also has a girl. He goes, no, chas v'shalom. No. But I'm jealous of you. The guy says, why? He says, because I know that if I was at your despicable, lowly level of spirituality, I wouldn't have the courage that you have to go to a rabbi and tell him, listen, my conscience bothers me. Can you give me something? I admire your courage. The guy gets up, starts hysterical crying, and runs out like a little baby. The Ozer that told the stories didn't know what just happened here. Why is he crying? Why this? The guy doesn't want to talk. Nothing. Within 6 months, he left the girl, did complete tshuva. Why? For the first time in his life, he realized how despicable and how lowly his neshama was. Until then, he never realized how lowly it is. Meaning that even though he was a sinner, and a big one nonetheless, he still had the opportunity to do tshuva, and he, Baruch Hashem, did it. So if you help somebody have a yi'u, some type of thought, some type of an idea that could help him do tshuva, you brought them to one lecture for 1 minute. And during that minute, they heard the truth. You send them 15 videos, but they only watched one of them. You had a shiur in their house, but they fell asleep 20 minutes into it. You gave them a Kiruv package, all they did is look at the book, read the first 5 or 6 pages, and that's it. You did your job. You did your job. So much so that the Chafetz Chaim, when he first started, no one knew who the Chafetz Chaim is like today. In those days, he would be made fun of. He would go with his books from town to town about the laws of Lashon Hara. And one time, he went to a store, and the guy says, takes the book, goes, for sale? Yeah. So he opens his book. No, it's not for us. No comic, no pictures in here. Throws down like it's no comics. No, it's Tifrei Kodesh, it's good. He goes, oh, it's good, so you keep it. It's so good, so you keep it. He went every place he would go, no one wanted to buy the book. Misken. He would actually sacrifice his body and soul just to go from town to town to try to sell these books, to spread the word. But one time, this guy that was on the horse and carriage was talking to another guy, and Chafetz Chaim told him, listen, please, what you're saying is Lashon Hara, Asu, it's not allowed. He says, no. He goes, no, it's not allowed. Okay, we'll stop. 5 minutes later, they start talking again. He goes, no, please, stop it. Please stop. It's Lashon Hara, what you're saying. You can't talk about people. Okay. The third time, he said, please, stop over here. He goes, what do you mean stop here? We're in the middle of the woods. Stop over here. He stops, he takes the stuff, he gets off. He goes, you realize you're going to die here, right? It's in the middle of the woods. There's animals are going to kill you. He goes, I'd rather the animals kill me than Kadosh Baruch Hu sending me to Gehinom as a result of listening to the Lashon Hara. Meaning, the more he knew about the truth, the more he realized how dangerous it is to violate it. So they asked him, Kvod Harav, why do you do all of this? Like, for what? I mean, these books, I mean, no one's buying them. Even one guy finally bought the book. One guy finally bought the book. And he says, the guy just read the first page. Like the intro. Not even the first chapter. After the first page, he goes, ooh, this is such a heavy book. Where are we and where is this Lashon Hara? This is too much for us. He put the book down, and the book started collecting dust. The Chafetz Chaim says it was worth it to travel all over the continent and sacrifice my life, and sacrifice my neshama, and sacrifice my money, and sacrifice my time, just for that one guy to have the ability. He read that one page, and now he's going to have a spark of possible tshuva in his mind. No matter what he does, it's there. It was worth it to do all of that. So that is, Rabotai, the main job here. The main job is to give you that spark. It's not an easy job. It's not necessarily always enjoyable, because at times people will let you down. But you have a mission. You have to be a soldier. Every Jew has to be a soldier. The goal is to do your best. What ends up happening as a result, the outcome, that's a Kadosh Baruch Hu's business. Keep your mind on the goal, and a Kadosh Baruch Hu will do the rest.
אני מברך את הרבנים, אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל מה שיפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכרו לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הודיעו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.
בעזרת השם רשת בכל הארץ. הוא היהודי הזה, הוא היה מיליונר, סגר את כל הביזנס, אמר אני משקיע פה בעולמה של תורה.
איפה הוא גר?
בפלורידה.
פלורידה, איפה זה פלורידה? באמריקה.
במיימי. כן, ליד. אנחנו שם עכשיו הולכים להקים קהילה ספרדית.
חזק אותו בשמי.
קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
תאמינו מה שבירכתי אותו.
כן, קהילה ספרדית גדולה.